Police identified guards killed at China Harbor Engineering Company. More details emerge. Plus, Damiond Crawford wants age of consent to move from 16 to 18. Rhyme Nation family wagwan. So yes my peeps, they are back with another video and an update to the previous video we did earlier. So watch out now. The police them now say them have identified the security guards that were murdered last night at the China Harbor Engineering Company at around 11 p.m. And them say more details now have emerged, my peeps. So watch out now. This article is from the Jamaica Observer, right? So police have identified the two security guards who were found dead following a shooting at the China Harbor Engineering Company check headquarters on Mandela Highway on Sunday night, right? So now, they are Brandon Tristan Small, which is 22 years of age. And he is from Horizon Park, and Lincoln Royal is from Browns Hall, both in St. Catherine. So they both have St. Catherine addresses, my peeps. The men were employed by GYD Security Company. Alright. So, on the compound, them have 5 security guards, 2 of whom were armed. Right? They were all posted at different locations on the compound during the shooting. Them just scatter all over the compound. You know security work. Everybody now go there at the same place. So one was accounted for, but then later find him alive. So the next 2 man out of the 5, 1 more of them did harm. But Small is believed to did have a firearm on him, but them say them don't sure if the firearm has been recovered as yet. So now, Royal, them say end up letting the man them in a the grey looking station wagon motor car. Right? Royal them say let in that vehicle with the man them. So it is believed that the gunmen were masked up, 4 of them, and they were armed with handguns. So they reportedly alighted from the vehicle and they made their way over to a section of the compound where Small was seated under a gazebo. Several explosions were heard shortly afterwards, my peeps. Me I wonder if this is a hit or something, because something is something. Me don't know how the China Harbor Engineering Company running up, but at 11 o'clock at night, you not go and let in somebody where you don't know. It has to be authorized for you to let them in, or then stick him up and go up on the compound and go do what them do and come off back. But me I wonder say now, what if the other security them did buck up in the gunman them? Right? Maybe them would end up dead too. Or maybe it is a hit. I don't know as yet. I just wait to get some more information. I don't want to say nothing and then here say me a spread false news. But we just have to read where Jamaica Observer put out. But you can't read nothing and so me as talk about. But at 11 o'clock at night, you not go and let in somebody where you don't know. As for me I say maybe them stick him up and them force them way in. Then and them go circle with Small and murder him, and then afterwards they murder Royal and dash him in a trunk and car and thing. So the police them end up get information say shooting did go on, and them they make a check over there and them find Small laying in blood on the ground outside the gazebo. He was rushed to the hospital where he succumbed to his injuries. And further checks on the compound, Raya's body was found in the trunk of his car. So now it is further understood that Small was one of the armed guards. It is uncertain if his firearm has been recovered. So now my peeps, a mother who's a son, maybe these men did married, maybe they have a spouse, kids. We did a look forward for them going, and even an uncle, them could have been even an uncle same way. Them lose their life. Now, this family now have to go find other means of making an income. Them lost, maybe them breadwinner. And hope the police them do some good investigation and find out who are these men that are involved in this gruesome killing of these two security guards. But nobody can tell me say this is not a hit. This seems like this is a hit. And we not get no reports after yo the place get vandalized and robbed and anything though. We not get no reports of that. So Ram Nation family, just leave your thoughts and opinions down in the comment section and tell me what you think about this. Because yo, this thing I get really crazy and spooky in Jamaica every day. But anyways, we are gonna move on to the next topic.
A whopping total of 59,591 births to adolescents were recorded between 2009 and 2019. In 10 years in Jamaica, based on Statistical Institute information, 60,000 young women, underage women, girls, proper term, had a baby.
Ram Nation family, when you hear Damiond, Crawford as Sema peeps, this is very alarming. Him say 59,500 plus girls, underage girls, have baby between 2009 to 2019. Sema say it is very alarming for that amount of numbers recorded in 10 years, my peeps. And the age of consent was at 18 and then move it to the age of 16. So now, him want them to reverse that and put it back to 18. And guess what? The man say he move a number of girls from the inner city community and bring them to UA. So him say one of them sit down with him and I tell him how she's been molested. So most of these girls that are being molested come from a background wherein their family doesn't have enough things to provide for them. So some of them turn to prostitution, some of them end up get molested by men that are older than them. Zine? And when them catch them money, sometimes the judge end up give them people a bail where a molest the kids them. So him say, one of the girls end up tell him say, a man a sexually abuse her. And I say, sir, every day him give me $300. $300, you know my peeps. So she feel like it is something right wherein the man a touch her and I give her $300 every day, which that not right. But because our family members they maybe don't have it because some of them girls are bad too. You see me? Them family will provide for them, but them end up bad and gone out of the way, gone do certain things. But some of them truly in a property. So when a man say, oh, them are going to give them money and help them really grateful for it, and them end up. So me I say some of them end up come from a background where them not really have it, and him say the man love her, she has said the man love her and I give her money when she in her mind thinks everything alright, but I molest the man and molest and I use her. So every day I'm touch her, give her $300 and anything there. So Damiond Crawford I got expose all of that in this video, my peeps, and it is really frightening and alarming for these numbers that occur like that. So something must be done, something need to change in society to protect the kids them growing up. And not just girls alone, boys that get molested too by men. Some of people want to know, watch the video and leave your thoughts and opinions down in the comment section and tell me what you think about this.
A whopping total of 59,591 births to adolescents were recorded between 2009 and 2019. In 10 years in Jamaica, based on Statistical Institute information, 60,000 young women, underage women, girls, proper term, had a baby, not get pregnant. It not include abortion and all of that. They said gave birth. 60,000 young girls gave birth. So, Mr. President, I would like to recommend at this time, knowing that we intend for a 7-year secondary school experience, that it is sensible to review the age of consent from 16 to 18. Because if we want them to be in school, then sex creates a risk of 49% already being there. Make we look what UNICEF said. The reasons for age of consent. Because a man might have said, so they're not big picnic. The age of consent is a tool used in the society to achieve some outcomes. The UNICEF reasons for age of consent. The objective of a minimum age of sexual consent is to protect adolescents from sexual abuse, from the consequences of early sexual activity on their rights and on their development. One of the greatest consequences of early sexual activity is that they will become pregnant and lose their future. It further says that young adolescents may be lured into sexual activity by older adults based on our Jamaican circumstances here now, in exchange for goods. And that goods could be check out the G and say food. You know how much of these nasty men out there about KFC and fast food to lure our little young girls suffering from the economic circumstances and poverty that they're in. The UNICEF says to protect them, making those from disadvantaged settings and poor background particularly at risk. This 42% is not equally distributed among the 5 quintiles of income. The highest income quintiles don't have 42%. The lowest quintiles who go into something and get $500. I have experienced. I took 400 kids from East Rural St. Andrew, Senator Bunting, and I took them up to UWI for 3 weeks to give them that experience. And one day I sat with the girls. They told me that, but sir, me get $300 from him at daytime. $300 from the person taking advantage of them. Some of them mothers were encouraging participation because it was a tool. They were basically sex workers for their family. We have to do something is a state of emergency.
State of emergency.
Underage sexual activity, based on the recommendations of UNICEF, presents a number of risks in relation to sexual and reproductive health, including unwanted or early pregnancy and exposure to sexually transmitted diseases. Early pregnancy and motherhood is in turn a primary determinant of school attendance. If we want to extend the secondary experience to 7 years, we must consider the